Let's get down to brass tacks. Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, Sunday night, ready to rock and roll. Head back into Battle World. Kills with me and Coriander, of course. Guys, tonight we've got a really fun one. This is a battle. First of all, Kill, much credit to you, man. You came up with this one. Let's jump right into Kill's commentary, man. What are just overall thoughts on these two films?
Man, look, both of these films are competing with one another to see who can destroy a whole entire town the fastest. These are two I think forgotten gems. One a remake of a classic original and the other a graphic novel adaptation that just really showed a different side of vampires, the more savage side. They're both great films with great actors. The cast in both of these movies it really showed that turn from classic horror that we like, which may not have had the best actors, or it had newer actors that would go on to be the Kevin Bacons and so forth. But this is like at that turning point of we're going to get a really good caliber of actor and actress here to really make you invest in these characters. And it was just a pleasure to go back to these, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that you hit it right on the nail. These are two forgotten gems, bro. And for me personally, I'll be the first to admit both of these. I missed both of these. They were on my radar. I had seen the original, The Crazies, from the late great George A. Romero, of course. Always much love to the godfather of zombie films. But this remake I had never seen. And if I did, I totally don't remember it, or maybe it was bits and pieces. And same thing with 30 Days. Me and you have talked about this for a long time, and you always were like, man, you got to get on this boat. You got to get on this boat. Coriander was saying the same thing. I think it was like maybe 2 years ago, we did a vampire special. And I think both of you had mentioned 30 Days a Night. And I'm just like, yeah, I heard it was good, but so now I know. All right.
Took you long enough.
Hey man, sometimes that's how it happens.
Like, when did that come out? Like
2092,
92?
I believe.
No, I'm just joking.
92. Yeah, come on, man. All right, so real quick too in the chat, a blanket hello. We got my man Nightfall jumping in. Battle World, let's go. That's right, man. You know what's up. We got RJ in the house. We got Paula in the house. We got BTT. All right, good to have you here. Hope you're doing well. My man Eric in the chat, still working hard, man. You got to take care of yourself, bro. Come on now. And I'm here in the chat, no worries. I'll still be voting. 2 weeks of Killian choices, 2 great battles in a row. Absolutely. We got the general. All right. Good to see you, Val. Thank you for coming here tonight. We appreciate that. All right. Let's see. And we got Denisha. What's up, Denisha? Good to see you. Hope you've been doing well. And a channel member anniversary, 22 months. Good to see you here. We appreciate it so much. Saying, hey, Night and Coriander and Kill. It's been a great 22 months. The zombie movies, I haven't watched much of zombie movies. Much love to you. Yeah, this is a good one. And here's the thing too. And as we get into the conversation, I think this is not like y- that's a very Kill, help me out with this. I think that label is very broad to say zombies. This is
Yeah,
much
they're
more.
not zombies in the
It's like a
Crazies.
virus.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, infected
Absolutely.
water.
Yeah.
That's how it
Yep.
starts.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yep.
Always the water.
It's true. It's
Something.
true.
Hmm.
Yeah. And we got Jack in the chat. What's up, man? Coming in with the super chat, $10 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Saying it's cool. We got a sequel to 30 Days. We really wanted a sequel to the Crazies. It's still not too late for one. That's a good point, man, because and I'm sure we'll get into it as well. I was thinking to myself, man, I wanna these characters, I'm really invested in them. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Jack. We appreciate the support, man. Much love. All right, guys, you know how we do this. We're going to be giving the point to the film that we think deserves it. We're going to go category by category. And again, you guys in the chat, let us know what you think as well. We'll try to get to as many comments that we can. We can't get to everyone, but if you do send in a super chat, we'll make sure we get to your comment and or question. And Kill, you know how we do this thing, man. We got to start with the poster. The poster for the film. We got the poster for 30 Days of Night, and we've got the poster for the Crazies. Who gets the point and why, man?
I actually like both posters, but that red in 30 Days of Night, I mean, as you can see, I like red. That red is popping, the
Hmm.
lettering for the title, and you got the really crazy savage looking vampire there.
Yeah.
I'm all about this 30 Days of Night.
All right. Coriander, how about you?
I think I'm going to also go with 30 Days a Night. I
All
like the
right.
color. It's like, what is that? It kind of looks like a vampire, but then again, it could be a zombie, because you don't really know.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, yeah, man. It's like,
Oh,
yeah.
all right. All right. I think for me, they're both good posters. I think that the Crazies, I do like that point of view of the pitchfork or whatever, and it looks creepy because you can see it's dragging something on the floor, some type of liquid. So it's creepy as hell. You rarely get something like that perspective right there so close on like that, and it looks just weird. But I have to agree, man. It's got to go to 30 Days a Night. The red is just it's just so intense, and kind of like you guys said, the font for it just looks so unique. It just looks different, and I really appreciate that. So I'm gonna also go with 30 Days of Night. All right. Real quick too in the chat, we got Gene in the chat. What's up, Gene? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. All right. And we got the channel member anniversary for Jack as well. 14 months. All right, man.
Wow.
Awesome stuff.
Thanks.
Is rocking and rolling, man. Rocking and rolling. 14 months has been amazing. I get to prove I'm more than just a fan of the show. All right, man. Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Mm.
Much love and thank you so much for the support. 14 months is no joke. All right.
Oh,
Paula is going with 30 Days of Night. Denisha is going with the Crazies. Okay. Very cool. Very, very cool. And Eric saying he's gonna go poster the Crazies. Love the focus on the pitchfork and that infected person's leg. Yeah, man, it's different. I don't know if I've ever really seen a poster like that, so I gotta give it its props. Okay, so Eric is gonna be going with the Crazies. Okay, I got you down, man. Let's see. And we got Super Tenor in the house. What is up? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well tonight. BTT saying the Crazies remake is great. They describe the
mhm.
Trixie virus as accelerating your humanity to a lethal amount where you can still think you're hyper focused but mega aggressive. Yeah, man, it's really well done. I'm just gonna say that right out the bat. It is. David is in the house. What's up, David? And BTT saying I'm going with 30 Days of Night. It's in your face and straight to the point. Well said. It's definitely right to the point. Okay, Kill. We're gonna go next to the tagline, as always. The tagline for the Crazies is "Fear thy neighbor," and the tagline for 30 Days of Night is "They're coming." Who gets the point and why?
All right, one of them is kind of lame. I'm sorry. I thought you were about
But
to say the
they're
tagline
coming.
is based on the graphic novel. I gotta go with the Crazies. Fear thy neighbor. I mean, right there kind of just shows you a little bit of who you're dealing with and so forth. And there's just a
Mhm.
little bit more nuance there than they're coming. Like, yeah, we know they're
Hello.
coming, but like, come on,
Aw.
Suits, do better.
You gotta do better. All right, Coriander, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Crazies also. You know,
Okay.
the other one's a little generic. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say it as well, man. It's got to go to the Crazies. I think that the idea of saying "fear thy neighbor." I think that's a really cool tagline, man.
Yeah.
That's one that really sticks, right? It sounds good. It sticks. It's a
That would
it's a great
suck
phrase.
because I've
Yeah.
got like neighbors like 360.
Right.
So
Right.
I'd be screwed.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, Coriander. Seriously, it really makes you think a little bit, if you have neighbors around you and stuff. A good point. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, but they're coming as far as the 30 days of night. I It's just way too generic for me, so this has to go to the Crazies, no doubt about it. Eric also saying he's gonna go with the Crazies. Fear the neighbor fits perfectly. 30 days tagline is just lame. It is, man.
A little bit.
I gotta admit it is for
Mm.
such a good poster. They really dropped the ball on the tagline, man.
Mhm.
They used all the creativity on the poster. All right, David and Paul are going
Mm.
with the Crazies. Oh man. BTT also going with the Crazies. We got Bitrate in the chat. What's going on? Yeah, saying should have been "They are coming and they are hungry." Yeah, that would have been much better,
Yeah,
no doubt.
definitely.
Great point.
When the sun goes down, they'll be around.
Wow,
Something
geez,
like
come
Wait a
on
minute.
now.
Wait a
Come
minute.
on, you talk
they'll be
about being
around for
cheesy.
30 days.
This is smelling
Wait a
like
minute.
some Swiss holy cheese, man.
Yo, yo, rhyming. Come on, Roadblock. All right. Look, if you know, you know. Hollywood guy, what's up, man? Going with the Crazies. All right. Mix is in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the conversation. Saying, I hear the people from the Crazies aren't even zombies. No, no. I mean, they're
They're
infected.
infected.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of roped into that idea of being attacked by zombies or the zombie apocalypse.
Mm.
Super
Mm.
Tenor going with the
Is it though?
Crazies.
Mm.
Well, what I mean is it's the same idea basically, except for the fact
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Mm. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next category. We're going to be talking about the opening kill. So usually the first couple minutes, maybe up to the first 15 minutes. What do you think of these openings and who gets the point, bro?
Okay, man. And it's so crazy. I watched both of these this morning, and I'm trying to remember the openings of each. Um, I don't know if that's a
Wow.
good. I
Oh
don't know if that's a
no.
good sign.
Maybe not.
Dude,
Well,
come on.
it's
30
it's a
days a
lot.
night? Come on.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a lot of
You
setup
can't
for
remember
sure.
the kid?
help
Wow.
me out here, guys. Seriously, I can't remember.
Help him out, Corey.
Like,
What do you think?
Oh shit, dude. Oh, come on. Oh my god, you can't put me on this.
oh,
That dude, right? He comes off that ship from the
Yeah,
water and he starts walking.
okay,
yeah.
yeah,
And
Yeah,
that's for
yeah.
30 days.
The
Yep.
yeah,
creepy
yeah,
dude. Oh yeah,
yeah. Do I have to
and
keep going?
okay, but let's switch gears. And the Crazies, that was just kind of like the town, right?
Baseball game,
Yeah, the baseball
right?
game.
Didn't it open with the baseball game? Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Okay, thank you so much for that brief refresher.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
so they're both kind of doing the same thing in different ways. There's the creepy, crazy
Yeah.
guy that's doing something abnormal.
Hmm.
You know, eh, creepy, dirty, crazy guy goes into the cafe. He just
Yeah.
wants some pie. And Brian Dennehy is just like, nope, you get out of my town, you drifter. and then
Get
it
out of
turns
here.
into, you know,
You didn't do my man Timothy
He
Oliphant
wanted
like that.
some raw meat.
then it turns into Rambo First
Ah,
Blood. If you know, you know. Um,
oh shit. It's a
with
peach
this
cobbler.
with yeah with this one, I'm gonna go with the Crazies. And my
Okay.
reasoning for that is, they're showing the town,
Yeah,
and simply Timothy Oliphant. I love him. He's a
I
very
do too, man.
underrated character actor, but everything
Yeah,
he's in, he's normally
He's
amazing.
good.
Even
yeah,
if
Yeah.
he's in a movie that's not the best.
right.
Kind of
Um,
has a weird walk, right? He kind
well,
of does.
I'm not looking at
But,
all of that. I'm not
All
looking
right,
at all of that.
all right.
But
just
no,
saying.
they're kind of, showing a slice of how this town goes down. His wife is the town doctor,
Yep.
and they're just going to a good old wholesome baseball game. And what do you know? You got Mr. Happy, who seems like he's drunk. He's bringing a shotgun out onto the
Right?
baseball field, and it's
Yeah.
just like, whoa, it goes from 0 to 100 real quick. Because at
Mm-hmm.
first, Timothy Oliphant is, put the gun down, yada yada, you're drunk.
You're drunk.
And then, unfortunately, he has to dispense justice. Shouts out to Justified, if you know, you know.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, it really shows you, like, okay, this is kind of what we're dealing with here. It's not necessarily a zombie, but there's definitely some sort of infection that's making people go crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Crazies on this one.
Good one. All
Yeah.
right, Coriander. How about you?
So, yeah, I think I am going to definitely go with the Crazies also. Because it starts up right off. You're like, what the
Yeah.
hell's going on? And then, whatever that dude's name is, the sheriff there, he's like doing what he's got to do. And
David.
his buddy there, they did really good to, well, wait. Yeah, I don't make sure I don't want to get two movies confused
Yeah.
because you got,
Both are
similar.
similar.
They are like
Yeah.
super similar. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the opening to the Crazies also. Definitely.
Okay. For me, I also have to go with the Crazies. And I think that what was really like it was really good tension, man, because that was a hard scene because you have the baseball game, it's a small town. You get
Mhm.
all of that in just a quick 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that he knows the guy and he's thinking, man, you're just drunk, calm down. And then, when they have that moment, all of a sudden it's like a Western, because Timothy Oliphant's character of David, he has to make that decision. And it was so quick and so powerful. And you really felt the emotion of it. And just like you guys said, you, all of that is on Timothy Oliphant's shoulders, to convey that as an actor. And he was very good in it. So, yeah, I think this definitely has to go to the Crazies. Okay. Eric also saying he's going with the Crazies. The crazy man on the baseball field beats Ben Foster in the snow. There you go.
Can
I
a
agree.
man just get a little raw meat?
I was just about to say though, but you got to give him all the credit in the world, bro, because as he was talking, and again, this was the first time that I really watched it, from beginning to end. I was just like, who is this guy? The way he was talking,
And he's
it
nasty in
was
his
so drawl.
mouth. It's like PU, man.
Yeah.
Ew. No.
You don't get me
Oh
what I
man.
want to drink. You don't get me what I want
Yep.
to
Want
eat.
to eat.
Yep.
I
You
was
don't
like,
let me. You don't let me brush my teeth.
It's like you just get the fuck out.
this guy,
Get the hit and get the fuck out.
this guy needs to narrate a book or something, man. He's like tripping me out. Um, Mix is saying Evil Dead and the Crazies, the two best remakes ever. Ooh, there you go.
Ooh.
All right.
What about some
BTT
Dawn of the
saying,
Dead there?
yeah, good point. And of course, we did that for a battle not too
Mm,
long ago.
Mm-hmm.
BTT saying not only that, the emotion of killing the patriarch of a family and the consequences. Yeah, it definitely had a little bit of a Jaws feel there when Timothy Oliphant's character had to face the wife. You know what I mean? It definitely reminded me of Jaws. Um, Eric saying, "Oh, I love Ben Foster, one of my favorite actors, but for an opening, gotta go with the Crazies." Yeah, all
Mm-hmm.
right, man. Next up, Kill. Let's talk about the story, just the story in general between these two films to have so many parallels. What do you think, and who gets the point?
they both have good yet simplistic stories. And
Mhm.
two things can be true. That doesn't mean that that's a bad thing.
Right.
The Crazies bottleneck film, your town drinks water that gets infected and you're trying to survive. You're not only trying to survive from the infected, you're also trying to survive from the military that's trying to
Yeah.
keep it a little hush hush.
Mhm.
30 Days a Night, literally, they do something that literally, even there's a line in there. We should have done this ages ago.
Ages ago.
Let's
Yes.
go to a place in Alaska that, because
Mhm.
of how the season goes, every year they have 30 days of night, and
Mhm.
then they switch it, and then they have 30 days of sunlight. Let's just go there and just have a buffet. You know,
Mhm.
there's no
See
rules.
that.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
so with that being said, I'm gonna give it to 30 Days of Night because that's just something that's just when I first heard this story, I heard about this
Mhm.
movie coming out. It made me want to read the graphic novel before the movie came out because
Okay.
that scenario was just so fresh at a
Mhm.
time when we were getting sparkling vampires and Blade was doing his thing, keeping it cool. You know,
Mhm.
we had all these different versions of vampires because, you know, the zombie renaissance, vampire renaissance, you know, werewolf renaissance, you know, it goes in cycles.
Mhm. Yeah.
But this one was coming with something really fresh, and not only was it the whole let's do it for 30 days a night, they brought the savagery to vampires. These aren't
Yeah.
no smooth, hey, come with me,
Right.
you know. You know,
Mhm.
this was no sparkly vampires. This wasn't, you know, once bitten, twice shy, or
Yeah.
nothing
They
like
weren't
that.
Oh,
romanticizing
good God.
it.
Oh my
They were
God,
just
dude.
straight up savage. They were just
Right.
Sabretooth from Marvel, if you know, you know, and they're just ripping
Sabretooth.
your throat out. Like that's what they're doing. So
Shout
yeah,
out to Weapon X.
shout out to Weapon X. 30 Days
Okay.
a Night.
All right. Coriander, how about you?
You know, yeah, who hasn't seen, something about, something the military did that goes wrong?
Mhm.
How many times have you seen that? Versus there, just like what Killian said, you've got 30 Days of Night,
Mhm.
and yeah, what vampire would not be in heaven? So yeah, I totally have to give it to 30 Days a Night.
Okay. Me too, man. I've got to go with 30 days because as soon as and even though I hadn't seen it, I knew of the movie and I thought to myself, even back then, because me and Kill used to talk about it every once in a while when he was trying to get me on the train. And I was just like, man, that is an awesome story idea. And how has this not been done before? You know what I mean? Like it's almost
Why'd it take you
it's
20 years
it's
to see it?
well, look, man, you
Ooh,
can't
Beats
watch
me.
everything. You can't watch everything. You can't
Come
watch
on
everything.
now. Come on.
But seriously though, it's almost like how did it take so long, especially when you talk about a vampire story, for this to have been, an
Right?
idea? So it's a
You
fantastic
think that would like
idea.
pique your interest a little bit more, but it didn't. That
Why are you
blows
all
my
about what I'm
mind.
not watching? How many movies have you not watched? Let's talk
Come
about that.
on, you're talking about friggin'
I think
what's that kid who sees the dead people? Uh
I
you're
have no
naming
idea what
movies
you
like
mean.
that, you know?
I don't know what you're talking about. All right,
Sixth
anyways,
Sense.
back
Yes,
to
you do. With
what?
Bruce Willis.
Sixth
Oh,
Sense.
Sense? What
Thank
about it?
you. You're naming movies for me, recommending Sixth Sense and, Blair Witch. No,
When did
I'm
I
just
recommend that?
joking.
All
I'm
right,
just
let's go
giving
back
you
to the
shit.
chat. Wow. Eric saying for story, he's going with 30 Days of Night. One of the vampire's weaknesses is just taken away for a long period of time. You got to love that. Yeah, man, absolutely.
Mhm.
It's really, really good.
Ingenious.
Paul, yeah, it is. Paula going with 30 Days of Night. BTT saying, as far as story goes, I think it's a tie. I love fresh vampire stories, but I also love viruses gone wrong that have gotten in the water and food supply. Yeah, I mean, they're both great, but we got to only pick one,
Yeah.
though. We only got to
Cabin
pick one.
Fever. I mean, there's another
Yep.
example of,
Yep.
something in the water.
Yep. Mick saying, by the way, I still got to see Dawn of the Dead, Killian. Yeah, you got to see that.
Ooh,
It's a great
yeah.
remake. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Okay, so let's
Mm.
go on to our next category, the characters kill. The characters. What do you think and who gets the point?
Oh, See, it's interesting. Both of these movies have so many parallels that
They do.
it's insane. Both the
It
main
is.
characters are sheriffs. You know, both of
Wives
their
have a
wives are accomplished
position
in
in the
their own
town.
rights, and they're
Yep.
smart, intelligent, tough women. And then everyone else is just kind of there. So it's like like each movie has two and two. I'm gonna go with the Crazies a little bit more because at least their third person, who was, I
Mhm.
guess, his deputy,
Yes. Yep.
he had their back until he started to go a little snake house himself.
Right, right, right.
You know,
Mhm.
whereas in 30 Days of Night, once you get past the main couple, you have just other survivors that either do stupid stuff
Mhm.
or they unfortunately unalive their families before the
Right?
vampires could. It's like, whoa.
Bro, he pulled a mist when I
Yeah,
saw
oh
when I okay, well, yeah, we'll
yeah,
get
not
there.
no spoilers here, but yeah, so I'm gonna have to go with the Crazies because at least those three core characters, for the most part,
Mhm.
they were ride or die for each other
Yeah.
until they one of them couldn't ride anymore.
I was just about to say, or die.
Yeah, oh yeah, went out like a G.
Yeah. Alright, Coriander, how about you with characters? Who gets the point?
I am giving it to 30 Days a Night. Yeah.
Okay. And what's the reason?
Well, one has like my one of my favorite actors in the movie, so that already bumps it up to, kudo
Okay.
points. So yeah.
Okay. Alright. For me, I think this is really tough because I think both films, like you guys said, they had really good actors on both sides. But I gotta say, man, I've got to also edge it out to the Crazies in the sense of overall, because like you said, two kill those three, just that interplay. And then of course you do have some of the other characters peppered in situations that they're in. But I think the focus on those three captivated me a little bit more versus with 30 days. You're basically talking about Eben and Stella, and then the people that they're with, you know what I mean? Like his younger brother who was cool, but I'm just saying, it's like it wasn't as much of a focus beyond those two. Which
Mhm.
isn't necessarily a disadvantage because I think that movie is really strong in that sense. But if I'm weighing characters versus characters, I'm also going to lean to the Crazies. Okay. Real quick too in the chat. Yes, Eric. It was the first time watching the whole thing. It was. It really, really was.
Crazy.
Um, hey man, it happens, bro.
I
It
know, I
happens.
know.
It happens. Eric saying for characters he's going with the Crazies. I prefer Timothy Oliphant over Josh Hartnett. Their love interests were equally good. If Ben Foster had a bigger part, maybe I'd go with 30 Days. That's well said, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's well said. Okay, so we got you down for the Crazies. All right. Let's see who else. Um, BTT saying this is super tough. Both have great emotional beats with the characters, and everyone has solid chemistry, and you can tell they all have a history. They felt genuine. I agree. They really did feel genuine. I think that's the strength of both of these films.
Mm.
Hollywood guys going with the Crazies. Paul is going with 30 Days of Night. Okay. Next up, Kill, the oh shit moment. Okay, between both films, what moment or scene, however you want to word that, made you just feel like, oh shit?
Oh man. Well, I think for me, and maybe it's just a culmination of the helplessness that
Hmm.
was in it. Uh, in the Crazies, the car wash scene.
Oh, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, and granted, I know the question is not necessarily a scene, but a moment. But
yeah.
just the sheer fact of something that's very mundane, something that's very natural, something that is not scary, like, oh, I'm going through a car wash. But when you're trapped on it, you can't move your vehicle. You're seeing
Yeah.
silhouettes of people in back, in the front, on the sides of you, and they all don't mean to shake your hand.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
for me was like an oh shucks moment, So yeah, I would say that
All
one.
right. Okay. Coriander, how about you? What moment or scene, whatever,
Yeah,
is an oh shit
I
moment
got
for
it.
you?
Okay, so for me, my oh shit moment is in 30 Days of a Night when Josh Hartnett has his axe and
Hmm.
his buddy is like stuck there with his hand that got like sawed off, right? And he
Hmm.
takes the axe and just whack and just cuts his head off, and you see it all pretty much.
Hmm.
And yeah, that was quite the scene.
Yeah, that was a tough scene, no doubt at all. It's like, oh shit, man. Um,
Mm,
for me, I think both of these movies have tons of moments that are just like, what? I think for me though, I'd probably ah, I don't know, man. For me, I think I might have to go with just once we see like the town being attacked for 30 days, the overhead shot and just people are getting knocked out right and left. This is like it's almost like a pinball machine, because all you see are these little things moving and people getting taken down and you hear the shrieking and so forth. And I thought that was such a
mm,
really creative shot as well, but it's like when you think about that, it's like, man, what can you do? Like you're really in a bad situation, because they were cut off.
mhm,
You got the elements, you've got people dealing with their own emotional situations because for this 30 days of night, you almost have to like hunker down and prep your mind. You saw some people and some family members had to leave because they couldn't handle, just being there for 30 days of night. So like this was like added on stress, man. So I think I'm gonna go with 30 days of night on this one. Okay. Real quick too in the chat. Let's see. BTT saying in the crazies the scene with the infected family, and in 30 days of night vampire attack on the entire town. Yeah, that it was just crazy. The overhead shot, no doubt, no doubt at all. Let's see. We got Senior Sensei in the chat. What's going on? Welcome, welcome. And by the way, if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps to support the channel and the stream. He's going with 30 days. Let's see. And Eric saying he's going with 30 days when the woman begs to God in front of Danny Houston. His response of God, no God. Yes, yes, absolutely. That was a great scene. Yeah, Danny Houston was creepy as shit. I
he
don't know.
was.
I don't know. Like he was like on a different level. I was like, man, Danny Houston is is
Mhm,
is collecting a paycheck on this one because like he was just doing a lot of times it was just the way he looked. How he would turn his head and look around. It was very animalistic. And he's a very charismatic actor, and he was selling the vampire on me. He was selling it big time.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's see. I think I'm caught up in the chat. Okay. Super Tenor is going with 30 days as well. We got Mayan in the chat. What's going on?
Hey.
Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Uh, Voice of Gordy in the chat. What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the show. Saying the Crazies, the hospital scene and the Crazies dragging the pickaxe and taking out each patient in bed. Great
mm.
show as always, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was a rough scene, man.
That
I
was
thought it
sad.
was over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I I thought it was over.
Mm,
Okay, Kill. Next one up, as we usually do, the scarier threat between the two. We put ourselves in the situation of
mm.
these characters, just like they are. What do you think is the scarier threat?
Okay, so I've thought about this in advance.
Hmm.
On the outside, you would say
Mm.
vampires, but they have a weakness. sunlight. If you can make it to 30 days, that threat is over. The United States Army does not have an expiration date.
Good point. Good point.
But the
And
only thing
as
that sucks about the vampires, can I just say too, is that half the town leaves. So you only have so many people. And then it's like,
Well,
I don't know. You're kind of
all right,
screwed, right? Because look what they did.
true,
They flushed
true.
you out, right?
But I get, if you're just looking at just the surface level, you would say, or I would say, the vampires is definitely there's a threat there.
right,
But based off of that final scene in the Crazies,
right,
where it's just kind of like, we're still watching you. We know you
right,
survived.
right,
They just nuked another town.
right.
Okay. And essentially, if they see you on the road, a helicopter swoops down, a Black Hawk swoops down and destroys your truck. And on top of that, you got to worry about the crazy people. So you can run, but you definitely can't hide. So I'm gonna go with the Crazies just on the sheer fact that you're worried about the infected, the army guys, the satellites, and even when you survive, they still are following you, and they're gonna ace you out eventually,
Okay. All right.
or the virus will finally take you over.
Well, that's a good point too. We didn't even really talk about the
I mean,
virus,
it's a
because
lose
like we got to
lose
watch out for the
lose
virus.
lose situation.
All right. Coriander, how about you?
Well, I feel like I could survive the crazies. I could be like the predator and get in the ocean, in the river and swim, and then like get like mud and shit all over me. So I got natural camouflage, move through the forest. You could even like kill a deer, take the hide, wrap it around you, keep the head. They wouldn't know. I feel like I could live out in the wilderness and survive the crazies versus being out in the middle of Antarctica. I can't even talk.
Wow.
Antarctica and no light. If you don't have like UV light, if you're not growing pot, you're screwed, right? Because those lights can't save you. So I'm sorry. Yeah.
Right.
Either way, whichever town these vampires hit or whatever plane when that crashes, whatever town it hits in the water, everything is fucked in both movies, honestly.
Okay.
So for
Which one?
me, the scariest threat is 30 Days a Night because you got the
Okay.
cold, you got the vampires, and you've got 30 Days a Night.
But just
I
take
could
some
survive the
vampire blood
crazies.
and inject the vampire blood in you, and then you'll
Wow.
become like super, like Josh
Wow.
Hartnett did. And you can put
He
your
didn't
hands
Okay.
in
become
someone's
super. He
head.
just turned so that
All
he
right.
could protect his loved ones and fight the friggin' old vampire dude, you know?
Right.
He was a
Yeah.
hero.
All right. Real
True.
quick too in the chat. You guys are killing me tonight. You wait until this is over. Eric saying scarier
Uh-oh.
threat is 30 days. Saying that, quote, if you can make it to 30 days is a big if. Plus, these are a different breed of vampire. No sparkles or romance. You're just food to them. Okay, so he's going with 30 days. Okay. To me,
And bait, you know?
yeah, using you as
They
bait too. Yeah.
friggin' they're cheaters using bait, like those
They were
hunters who uses
cheaters.
bait. You
Yeah.
guys are
Uh,
losers.
We got Marty in the chat too. Welcome to the chat saying, I don't really consider the crazies as zombies. No, they aren't.
They're not.
Listen, guys, let me hold on. Let's back up because we had this conversation when we did 28 days later. They are definitely not zombies, but it's the same type of trope. You've got, people that are mindless or they're savages or whatever coming after you. So they're definitely not zombies, but it's the same trope. We got Corporal Hicks in the house saying I love both movies, but I like 30 Days a Night a little bit better. Hard to choose. Very true. And yes, Jack, it's Alaska. Yes, we know that. For me, the scarier threat between the two, I have to agree. I got to go with the crazies because here's the thing. Here's the thing with the Crazies, even if you're able to, let's say, manage your emotions, and keep your cool, and even if you have a weapon or what have you, you're again, you're dealing with the virus, you're dealing with the Crazies, but more importantly, you're dealing with the military. And to be quite honest, it's like it truly is a no win situation. Like you literally would have to have so many connections to try to navigate from a town to somewhere else. And like you said, Kill, you got to stay off of the satellite image because they're watching the whole thing like it's a damn video game. Whereas with 30 Days of Night, it's absolutely a bad situation. There's no doubt about that. But just like they showed, if you're able to keep your calm and hide out, like you got a chance. There's a chance. I think with the Crazies, the way they depicted that story in that movie is basically showing you don't have a chance because you're being watched the whole time. You're basically being toyed with. And if they weren't so lucky at that car wash, it would have been over right there. Like when they went inside, the first thing I said to Coriander is like, man, are they gonna send a missile right to the car wash? No, they didn't. They waited for the car to come out and they just destroyed the vehicle. So I got to go with the Crazies on this one. Okay. All right. Next up, Kill. You knew we were going to go there sooner or later when we're talking about the partners in crime, the wives, Stella or Judy. Who gets the point and why? Stella, obviously, from the Crazies. I'm sorry, Stella is from 30 Days and Judy from the Crazies.
They are both great characters, both strong, both intelligent. I'm slightly gonna go Stella. And my reasoning for that is, I mean, Stella pulls out a gun pretty early and just has Ben Foster like just eyed up like, hey, I don't even want to hear the rest of your sentence. I will blow your head off. So Stella is
Right.
not to be played with.
Right.
Right?
That was a good scene.
And she, no disrespect to Judy, every single time Josh Hartnett is like, well, I gotta go get a unicorn and rip its head off. I'm going with you. Like,
What?
okay. It didn't matter anything. It's a joke. But it's like, I gotta go to the rainbow and get the Lucky Charms. I'm going with you.
I'm bringing a bowl of some milk.
Yeah,
Dude,
she's just
it's
ride
like
or die.
I thought you liked this movie. You're making it sound like this movie's a friggin' joke. It's like,
Okay,
what the
I'm
hell?
going to big. I'm
Oh,
going to Burger
man.
King to get a Whopper. I'm coming with you. That's what I'm talking
You
about.
want that
Stella.
injected beef.
but she was just a smart character in her own. She was cool and
Yeah.
calm, collected, and
Yeah.
that final scene with her and Josh Hartnett pulls at the heartstrings a little bit. So I got to go Stella on this one. No disrespect to Judy, but Stella.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
Okay, so
Stella's
Judy
from
was
30 Days.
okay. You broke up. Which one is she in?
Stella's from
Crazies.
30 Days of Night.
Okay. Oh shit.
It's tough.
Yeah, I'll do 30 Days a Night. I'll give it to Stella. Stella.
Stella. Right.
Mhm.
This is tough because and again, this is why it makes a really good battle. Because both of these ladies, they just have a lot of parallels.
They're
But
both
I
blonde.
gotta that too. And like you said, they both
Oh,
have
yeah.
positions in the community where they're important, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
they're well known.
Stella stuck out to me. Like I couldn't think of what she looked like until you just said something. I can't think of what it was.
They're both
But yeah.
blonde. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yes.
was the doctor.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay, so for me though, I have to agree with you guys. I'm gonna lean this to Jude. I'm sorry, to Stella from 30 Days because again, she to me, had a little bit more of an active role. Not to say that that makes a character better, but it definitely stood out to me a little bit more. I think the opposition that she had with Eben or Josh Hartnett, I think also made it very interesting because I didn't know exactly where things were going to go as far as their reconciliation and stuff like that. So I got to edge this one out to Stella as well. Yeah. Real quick, too, in the chat, BTT saying they may not be the traditional zombie, but there is no cure. Humanity is lost, so they might as well be dead. Exactly. Exactly. And I always love it when we have these movies that, it might be the infected. It's like, we all know you got this idea from George, okay? I mean, at the end of the day, at the end of the day. We got Gory Tiger in the chat. What's going on? What's going on? Marty saying these are both great movies, but if I had to choose, I'd say the Crazies is better. Okay, well, we're going category by category, so we'll see if it ends up that way. Eric saying Stella, I just liked her more, a better performance. Okay, all right, Eric. So we're gonna put you down for Stella as well. And man, reminding people, make sure you hit the like button. We appreciate that, May. Thank you so much. Okay, so next up, Kill, we got to talk about Josh Hartnett or Timothy Oliphant, Eben or David.
Wow. I'm gonna Eben, he was 30 Days a Night, right?
Yes.
Both of these gentlemen did their job. They were both great sheriffs of their town.
Yeah.
Just great characters all around, but I gotta edge it out to Eben. Eben,
Yeah.
He just made the ultimate sacrifice, and if you know, you know.
Right? He went all the way to the end.
Yeah, I mean, he
To
did
the
the
final
typical
countdown.
Yeah, he did the typical video game thing, like, hey, I need a new power. Hey man, take this mushroom.
Dude.
Okay, random person that just gave me this. I'll just ingest this and become stronger. Power up, if you know, you know.
Boo.
But yeah, just a great character. And literally, when the rubber hit the road, he has his little brother and he has his ex-wife, and just the rest of the town folks that he's charged to help protect. So
His grandmother too.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. So yeah, I got to go with Eben on this one.
Okay, all right. Coriander, how about you?
I mean, definitely it's got to go to Eben. I mean, not only is he trying to protect these people, but he cares for his town. It's a small town. He even said, normal people can't live out here. People like us, we can survive out here. You know what I mean? It was something like that. So it just shows, and he had to kill his best friend, his buddy, his partner in crime, and how many other countless neighbors did he have to kill because they ended up turning into a vampire? That was it that Asian
the guy
dude
at the station? Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
in the back.
yeah. So it's like Eben. I mean, he was doing it all, and he did what he had to do when he had to do it. So I'm totally giving it to Eben.
All right. Eric saying, he says, I love me a hero sacrifice, going with Eben. Yeah, no, that was a really good moment. No doubt at all. I'm going to put
It's
you
a
down
love
for
story
Eben.
to boot.
Well, okay. Well, here's my thought on it. This is really tough between the two because I think there's so many parallels, and I really want to give credit to both of these actors. I think Josh was great. I think Timothy was great as well. I mean, Timothy Oliphant had some great scenes as well, man. I mean, and I know that the ending was a different. It wasn't a sacrifice per se, but I think that at the end he knew, even though he was telling Judy, I think he knew, man, we're probably not going to get out of this thing. You know what I mean? He even said, do you want to just sit here and just, let's just call it a day? You know what I mean? So there was great moments from Timothy Oliphant as well. But if I had to edge it out, and I'm saying this is really close. This might be the toughest category for me, but I'm also going to go with Eben. And you guys named a couple specific scenes that really rang true to me. When he said, I think Coriander said it, when he said, we know this town, they don't, and the reason we live out here is because no one else can. And I was like, man, Josh Hartnett was putting in some work, man. I mean, like I said, Timothy was as well, but I'm going to edge it out because I agree the sacrifice was like huge. It was huge. Okay. Let's go to our next category. And again, guys, in the chat, if you'd like to also put points to the category, if you send in a super chat, you can use those points to the movie of your choice. So if you send in a $5 super chat, you can put 5 points to the film of your choice. Okay. Kill. The most horrific scene to you between these two films. What scene or moment, it could be a moment or scene, but what would you pick?
You know, it's from 30 Days of Night, and surprise, it's not necessarily vampires killing people. It's Eben killing his deputy. And I think Coriander alluded to it a little earlier. You know, he's sitting there, he's freaking out, he's borderline turning, and he does the most, I guess, realistic chopping of a head, chopping it off. It wasn't that cartoon one slash and perfectly the head comes off. It's
18
like
swings.
I mean, yeah, he does. I believe he does 3 swings, and he's like chopping at it, and they show it. They don't shy away. They don't do any quick camera cut. You see it. The head is kind of like this. He goes back in some more, and then he does one final one. I'm just thinking he could have just did a Halloween Ends and just lifted his feet, tossed him over to the wood chipper. That's
what I was thinking. That's what I thought was going to happen.
But hey, Eben, he don't skip arm day, so he's like, "Look, I'm gonna get it in." And
he wanted to make that shrieking stop.
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna say that scene because once again, if you get between Eben and his family, you're gonna lose. All right.
Yep, someone's gonna lose. That's right.
Rick
Grimes. Stella.
That's right. All right, Coriander. How about you? What would you say is the most horrific scene to you?
Shoot. Do you have yours already picked out?
Well, I mean, I think there's a couple, but okay. So
I don't. So go ahead.
Well, I think to me, I think to me, it might be the scene where we find in 30 Days where, you know, the deputy made a choice for the family. And I think he as an actor had a really good moment. You could see he was broken up. But then when Josh Hartnett was basically, you know, you don't hurt your family, you never hurt your family. And I was like, man, I had almost forgotten how good of an actor that he is.
That was a
you know,
good
and of
scene.
course, you know, we saw what he did in Trap, and you know, if you know, you know. And I was just like, I really felt that moment. And what was cool about that moment too is that they also showed Stella's reaction to him saying that, you know, you never hurt your family, you never ever hurt your family. And I felt it, man. So like as a scene that worked so well because of what happened, the deputy's response to what he did.
Then and there he would have just like blown his head off.
Right. I was thinking that. Well, he said the gun. He said the gun jammed. He said the gun jammed. He was going to. And
well,
so
I'm talking Josh Hartnett.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying it was so much weight in that moment because he said I was gonna, you know, whatever, but the gun jammed. So it's like, bro, what a situation the deputy was in. And he said I couldn't be alone. And then, of course, like I said, Eben with his reaction and also showing Stella, because of course, you know, they are at odds with each other. So that's also working on the whole idea of their relationship and the idea of will they, you know, reconcile. So yeah, I've got to go with 30 Days. Okay, real quick too in the chat, and Coriander, you'll let us know which scene you are going with. But Eric said he's going to also go with 30 Days, the same scene that Killian chose. Okay, man.
And I think I'm good. Are you going to pick the scene with Josh Hartnett?
Yeah, that's the one I picked. Yep.
Okay, well, that's yeah. I'm going to do that one too.
Okay. All right. In the chat too, we got Jason in the house. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. We got Kay in the chat. We got Jeff in the chat. All right, man. Thank you for coming. Saying I'm here late. Probably missed a lot already. I hope everyone's doing good tonight. We are, man. We are. All right. Next category, we are going to be talking about Kill, the finale, which of course is usually the last couple minutes, could be maybe even 15 minutes or so of the film. When you think about the finales of these two movies, who gets the point and why?
Um, the statement I'm about to make is two things can be true. This is an easy street for me, but I do like the finale of both movies.
Okay.
I'm going 30 Days of Night, and no disrespect to the Crazies, you know, they evade a nuclear explosion. They're doing all these
Right.
things. They make it to a cornfield, and they're oh, we did it, yeah, we saved ourselves. And then the
Right.
satellite is just watching them, you know. And you know, it echoes to classic movies like, what's your location, what's your
Mm-hmm.
we've got you. And it's like, oh no. But 30
Mm-hmm.
Days a Night, and we've alluded to it, I'm not going to go too much in detail, but Eben makes a sacrifice where he knows he's going to die, but before he dies, he's going to take out some vampires, and
Mm-hmm.
he adjusts to certain new abilities drastically fast, almost comically
Right.
fast. um,
Right.
but what he does is he's a man of his word. He's a protector. He protects his wife,
Mm-hmm.
his family, his town. And then knowing, you know, what he is now, he just kind of just he makes peace with it, and his ex-wife has to make peace with it, and there's just this quiet sadness because we
Yeah.
all know what's going to happen, and it's just like, well, are they going to show it, you know? And they
Mm-hmm.
do to an extent. And once again, Josh Hartnett is a great actor.
He is.
I feel like he hasn't been given as many opportunities as other lesser actors.
Mm-hmm.
The emotion he has as he's dying, let's not, you know, I'm tired of beating around the bush. He dies at
Right.
the end. You feel it, and he,
Yeah.
you know, he's ugly facing it and all, like he's,
Mm-hmm.
well, it hurts, you know, it's like, ooh, and you feel it, and his wife is hugging him to his last breath, and it's like,
Yeah.
wow,
Right.
kind of a
Mhm.
gut punch. Whereas
Yeah.
in the Crazies, it's a more milder gut punch because there's still a chance for them
Mm-hmm.
possibly, but we don't see the outcome. Here
Right.
we see the outcome in 30 Days of Night.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to go with that one. It's to this day, every time I see that ending, it's like I know it's coming, but it's still like, oh man.
Right. All right. Coriander, how about you?
I'm definitely gonna go with 30 Days a Night also. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, that finale is definitely a gut punch.
No doubt at all. No doubt at all. I mean, I think for me, both finales are really good. But I'm also going to go with 30 Days. And I think for all the reasons that you guys just talked about, but just to say about the Crazies, you know, it was a gut punch in a different way, like you said, Kill, because they went through all of that to be like the last two, bro. I mean, you know, the odds, like beating the odds like that. It was like maybe even more impressive than what happened in 30 days in a way. You know what I'm saying? As far as to be the last two, and you're basically beaten up, battered, you got no money in your pocket, and you're heading to, you're not even in the other town, but you're heading towards a town that's about to go through the same exact thing again. I mean, just understanding a human, they're not going to have enough gas in the tank to deal with that. You know what I mean? They'd have to have so much support and help. So it was a gut punch in a different way, but I agree. The ending of 30 Days, it was bittersweet. You also had the action and of course the sacrifice. And I think, like you said, Kill, I think Josh doesn't get enough credit for his capabilities. And in this movie, he was able to display a lot of emotion, man. He really was. So I have to give him all the credit in the world. Okay. Eric also saying for the finale, he's going with 30 Days, Heart Improve. He could do more than teen comedies and Halloween H2O and The Faculty. Dude can actually act. It's so true, man.
Mhm.
It's so true. Shout out to his ability because it is there. It is truly there. Let's see. Bloodline in the house. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Saying hello to everyone. Um, Jeff saying 30 Days of Night, one of my favorite modern day vampire movies. The Crazies is good too. Okay, all right. Let's see. BTT saying I love the hero sacrifice, but I also wish they found a way to somehow keep him alive in an alternate ending, hiding him from the light. But then there's his thirst for blood. Yeah, it was tough, man, because it was like no easy way out, none at all. Paul is going with 30 Days of Night. Okay, man. All right. Next up, Kill. We're going to our final category, guys. Final category. So this is the last category. If you'd like to help either of these films, if you send in a super chat, this will be the last opportunity to put those points to the film of your choice, and also to help out the channel. We appreciate any help. Kill. Between these two films, you have to choose one. Which film are you going to give the point to?
It's tough. I'm gonna take a different road here. I'm slightly gonna give it more to the Crazies.
Ooh.
And my reasoning for that is yeah, they're infected, but there still is some level of intelligence there, and some of them actually use firearms.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
that
some
was
of them
crazy.
are, it's gonna sound sadistic. They're smart enough to, oh, you're hiding in this closet. I can't open it. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
lock you in and just burn the entire house down.
Yeah, dude, that was a oh my
And
god, that was a
and
tough scene.
and on top of that, you're doing that to your own family. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
So that movie, they really show you that once these people are infected and they're fully gone, they are
Mhm.
fully gone. And that's just the one aspect. Then of course it's the army aspect.
Mhm.
But both movies are really great. But yeah, I'm slightly gonna go with the Crazies.
Okay, man. That's a huge point. You really surprised me with that, but I like your reasoning though. I like your reasoning.
Thank you. I try.
All right. Coriander, how about you?
Um, you know, the ending, I mean, both movies are good. I
Mhm.
actually enjoyed the remake of The Crazies more than the original.
Mhm.
Um, and but 30 Days of Night, I mean, I love the concept. I like how, it didn't start out so much as a love story, but it ended as one, a tragic love story.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm gonna choose 30 Days a Night.
Okay. All right. Um let's just check out in the chat for Eric. Yep, he's also going to go with 30 Days of Night. All right. For me, this is so tough, man. And I'm again really new to both of these films, so I feel like I'm still absorbing them. They're so the ideas are so parallel. You know what I mean? Even though it's a different situation as far as infected versus vampires, but again, like you said, Kill. Small town, a sheriff, a significant other. You've got survivors and people that are important to them that they're trying to keep alive. It's a losing battle. You know what I mean? And you just got to keep moving. You got to try to stay smart. And both movies are really good at it. Dang. Um,
It's tough.
it is so tough, man, because I really loved both of these films. I think if I have to pick one, I'm gonna lean just slightly to 30 days. And this is super slightly. And the thing that keeps coming to my mind, there's a couple things, but one thing that keeps coming to my mind is a little bit more of emotion in some of these scenes. And of course that is a credit to Josh's performance. And I really felt that. It's just a little bit more of an edge to 30 days for me. It's close though. It's super close. And if you ask me later on tonight, I might switch it to the Crazies because I think that was really, really well done. Real quick too in the chat, before we ended the category, Jeff came in. We got a super chat. All right. And thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate the support. It
Yeah.
helps us out immensely. And
Mhm.
he says 30 days of night. Okay. So we get
Nice.
5 points to 30 days of night. Very, very cool. Jeff, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Of course.
Seriously, again, it makes a difference. So let's do this. Let's do a quick clip for Jeff. And, Kill, sometimes you may not know exactly if something is a winner, and you might need someone to help you out, and this might be the guy to do it.
So in tasting, what we do is take a small amount right off the top. It doesn't take much. That's the warmest part right here. I'm going to invert the spoon. Cover all 9,000 taste bud. Aerate it. Warm it up. Driving up that top note. That cream. Pure vanilla. Sweeteners. That's a 10.
There you go, man. That's a 10, bro. That's a 10. I've got like 5 new ones you haven't seen, bro. I was like waiting for the opportunity, man. Oh man. And Mayan saying we need to do watch parties for both these great movies. They would be good watch party movies. They really would.
If only we didn't just watch them, right?
Well, yeah, but like, no, I really do
Yeah,
think
but
both of these films are really, really good, man. We got Kenny in the chat. Welcome to the chat, man. Say, I've never seen either of these two. You got to check them out.
Ooh, me too.
You really do. And Jeff like that one. All right. We got Jack coming in the chat with a super chat. It was after we finished the category, man. But we appreciate the support. Those and 10 points for 30 days a night. Let's go. All right, man. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it. It definitely helps us out, man. No doubt at all. Let's do a clip for Jack. Kill, sometimes you may think you know what's going to happen at the end of the day, but you still go through it, and sometimes it might look like this.
Oh, I found out the hard way the last time that I tried this. And I haven't seen this done with any other sodas before, and I just don't think it's going to be easy.
There you go, man.
That's what you call a facial. Holy.
I like how it's Tarantino. It shows us the end first, and then it's remixed,
Right?
just scratched in there.
Right? I know. Jeff saying I would watch both of these films as a watch party because I'm honestly only seen each of these films once. Well, there you go.
Ooh.
All right. And BTT saying that's a 10. There you go. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, these are fun, man. I like doing them, man. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, so let's do this, guys. Just real quick, Kill, we'll start with you, and then Coriander. We'll have you guys. Let's just do a quick recap while I count the points up, and then we're gonna find out which of these films wins.
Okay. I've said it a bit earlier. If you haven't seen these movies, or if you've only seen them each once, give them another shot, because both directors had uphill battles here. One to make a movie adaptation of a prize-winning graphic novel. The other to do a remake, of a classic by a classic director. And I think both movies succeeded. I prefer this version of the Crazies more than the original. And 30 Days of Night just really showed a different side of vampires, the more savage, feral side. And what's so interesting about it is you really don't know the names of the vampires, but you give them little names. Like there's one that kind of looks like a great white, and there's the skinny faced one, there's the female one, there's the Danny Houston leader one, so both of these movies are great, and these are forgotten gems of
Mhm.
the early 2000s and so forth. But yeah, definitely check them out, guys. They're awesome.
All right. Corey, are there
Yeah.
any final thoughts for you?
No, I feel the same way as Killian, for both movies. The remake I enjoy better than the original. And yeah, I mean, 30 Days a Night, it's one of my favorite vampire movies. So yeah.
All right. All right. Yeah, both of these movies, seriously, guys, and when we do these episodes, we really spend time trying to figure out if it makes for a good battle, a good discussion. You know what I mean? And so, and I know a lot of you guys that watch these episodes have get, you understand that or you get that, but some people don't. But I think this is a good example. Where I'm going with this is I think this is a good example of two films that are not, it's not two vampire films and it's not two virus films. So you wouldn't think that it would make for a really good battle, but it is this is one of the best battles we've had, seriously. And again, credit to Kill on this, because when he came up with it, I was
Good
just
job,
like,
Kill.
it's very interesting, but the parallels are absolutely amazing. So two great movies, but there can only be one winner. And so with a score of 32 to 16. The winner is 30 Days a Night.
How'd you like the
30
drums?
Days a Night. That was pretty good.
No,
You're
not so
you're
much.
going you're going off tonight, man. That's crazy. Um, so 30 Days a Night wins. But again, shout out to the Crazies, man. Seriously, it is such a good movie. And I definitely think it has some great elements that make it as good, if not better, in some ways. But both great films. 30 Days a Night wins. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Man. Jeff saying, I wish I could have seen this battle from the beginning. I'm sure it was great. Well, check out the replay. That helps us out as well, man. But thank you for being here.
Yeah.
When you got here, we appreciate that. Eric saying another great battle. Sorry I couldn't make it to the stream physically, but both are great films. Great idea. A great idea, Killian. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. And we got some ideas in the chat. And let me just say this, guys. If you have not joined our channel membership, definitely consider it. You hit the join button next to the subscribe button. It helps us out. And then you actually can make suggestions that we will try to see if we can do, because there's so many and we've got a huge list as well. But we appreciate some of the ideas, man. All right. We will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for hanging out. We hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. And as always, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.
Upchurch.